Hello children, this is Thenmozhi Chatelier and you are learning phonetics. This is phonetics for young readers. This is part 5. And if you have not heard the previous 4 sections, please go back and watch it. And if you don't want to miss the coming up lessons, do subscribe and watch regularly so you will learn to read and speak English in the correct way. And here we have on the screen some English alphabets, and these are basically the consonant sounds of English language. We have 40 plus sounds of consonants in English language. These are the basic sounds, and these are not alphabets. Some may be identifying as the alphabets, but not the alphabets we are learning. We are learning the sounds of the alphabet. And so here we have the ik, id, if, ig, ich, ij, ik, l, n. These sounds we have seen in our previous classes. So the last 4 sessions we have completed these sounds, and if you have not watched it, please go back and listen to those sounds. And in this class we will be doing Q. This is the alphabet Q, and the sound it makes is Q, R, and S. So these 3 sounds are what we're going to learn in today's class. So we will begin with the English alphabet Q, but we are going to call the sound of this alphabet Q, Q, as in quail, queen, Q, quilt, quail, queen, Q, quilt. And let's read some more words here. Okay, so we have quartz, quarter, quake, quack, question, quick, quiet, quarrel, squad, queue, quail, squeeze, square, and request. And now for some sentences. The liquid fell on the squirrel and it squeaked. The liquid fell on the squirrel and it squeaked. Quietly and quickly Quintus shot the quail. Quietly and quickly Quintus shot the quail. Quietly and quickly Quintus shot the quail. Did you get it? The quarter coin fell on the queen's quilt. The quarter coin fell on the queen's quilt. Khader equally cut the square cloth. Khader equally cut the square cloth. And this basically makes the sound ik. But when you finish the ik sound, you have a u, quer, quack, quiet, quick. Okay, this is quer. Okay, that is about the quer or the q. Next, we will move into the R sound. So this R is another interesting sound in English. If you get this sound, R sound, more clearly, more correctly, your English will sound very lovely. You know, the R is not to be read as R. It's not R, and you don't roll your tongue like that, but very gentle. Let there be some gap between your palate and your tongue, and you gently say R. Okay, so R as in rain, R as in radio, R as in rabbit, R as in rainbow. So can you repeat? Rain, radio, rainbow, rabbit. And let's get these words. Race, radar, radio, rare, rather, ruin, river, grow. You may not be in knowing these words, but we are not learning the spelling of these words. We are learning the sound of this word. So I request that you open your mouth and say these words, say this sound, and get it clear, and do not concentrate on the spelling of it, right? Race, radar, radio, rare, rather, ruin, river, grow, quarrel, rabbit, rumor, rider, refrigerator, square, request, crane, pram, frog. Now, as I said, this R is a little strange letter, or it has a unique rule in the speaking. Wherever you find R coming in the end of the English word, always, wherever you find R in the end of the word, you just have to skip it. You don't say that, right? So I'm going to read these words: father, mother, brother, sister, doctor, lawyer, regulator. If you have to spell these words, you will certainly have a R in the end. But when we speak, the R is completely, totally silent, right? And when you have a R in the beginning of the word, you pronounce it R. And when you have it in the middle of the word, if it is going to coming it's going to come next to a vowel. If a vowel comes before a, e, I, o, u, or the vowels, a, e, I, o, u, or the vowels, and whenever r comes immediately after a vowel, it almost takes the sound of the vowel itself. Here you see car, okay, car, and R in the end is silent, as we said, right? For, you just have to stop it with the R sound. Her, okay, again, R is in the end, and the sound her, right? And here the R is followed by, for R is coming next to the E sound, but I and R, it makes a sound here. Bird, girl, okay? So bird, right? So R is almost silent there. Turn, right? So two things we have said. R, when it comes in the end of any English word, it is skipped off. It is silent, right? R in the end is silent. And even if you have to, if it comes between C-A-R-E, okay? And E is another letter. E at the end of all the word is silent. O-N-E, one, no? Which you take all the English words spellings. E, when it comes to the end, it is silent, and R, when it comes to the end, you have to skip it off, right? So these two things keep in mind, and with that we will go on with our next lesson, next section, right? So I'm going to read some of these, and try to read it along, or you practice reading that, right? Remember, R in the beginning is R in the end is silent, and R, when it comes followed by, when the vowel is there in front of it, it takes the sound of the vowel more. Okay, so here, Rana ran a race with reindeer. Rana ran a race with reindeer. Rick ran faster than raccoon on the road. Rick ran faster than raccoon on the road. Robert ripped the red rug. Robert ripped the red rug. The red rooster, it starts with R and ends with R, and I'm not saying the R on the end, okay? The red rooster rolled on the grass. Rena had raisin and raspberries on the road trip. Rena had raisin and raspberries on the road trip. Now try to read a little faster. Can you? Rana ran a race with reindeer. Rick ran faster than raccoon on the road. Robert tripped the red rug. The red rooster rolled on the grass. Rena had raisin and raspberries on the road trip. Okay, so that was for the R. And in the coming up lessons where you have R, be careful how you read it. R in the end is silent. R in the beginning is R, not R. Okay, and when it comes immediately after the consonant, you can pronounce it a little stronger. Drum, crane, strum. Okay, tree. Right. So next we move on to the sound. So we're going to have the is. This makes the sound is. English alphabet S, which makes the sound is as in snail, swan, seal, squirrel. Okay, and now for some words. Soup, seven, sunset, sail, sand, soccer, look at this R, I've skipped it off, right? Soccer, class, bless, Swiss, soap, sorry, princess, square, and request. And now for some sentences. Some school students stood still in silence. Some school students stood still in silence. These seven sisters sat to see the cats and mice crossing the sea. These seven sisters sat to see the cats and mice crossing the sea. The house mouse stayed inside the house as it was scared of mist. The house mouse stayed inside the house as it was scared of mist. Sam sold 6 sick chicks to Susie. Sam sold 6 sick chicks to Susie. You got it? Try to read it a little faster. And this is the trickiest one. Try to get it clear. This is between the is and ish, and children love doing it. And if you get it correctly, your phonetics classes will be really happy, joyful, and successful, right? So I'm going to read it once and you try it and say it correctly. She sells seashells on the seashore. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are surely seashells of the seashore. The shells she sells are surely seashells of the seashore. Well, I hope you practice and get it correctly, and do subscribe and watch the coming up lessons, and we will meet in the next class. Bye-bye.